So I would focus on to get out of that flipping the face over, I would focus on a little bit of sway forward in the transition with the head, and then making sure your hands are kind of, maybe tucking something underneath this right armpit to keep a little bit of connection under your right armpit to your rib cage through the shot, and then working on that feet, slow motion first, coming down to P6 down to here, and then it's almost like as the club comes down into the ball, the club head comes into the ball, those hands are already going to start moving left as the club head comes into the ball, because you can certainly see that with the best players. If we stop him there, put a dot where his hands are, and then when he hits the ball, right, watch where his hands are. I mean, his hands are already a little bit more left than that dart, and then he hits the ball, and watch where his hands go. I mean, his hands are moving up and to the left, look, boom, that way. So his hands get to there, and then his hands get to there, and then that gets his right arm more across his chest, and the club comes out lower and more underneath his left shoulder. And that then in turn is going to help you keep that right wrist a little bit more bent back after you hit it. So you can see how that right wrist kind of flips over this way. If we look at it from above and you look at what that right wrist is doing, that trail wrist, look how much that right wrist flips over the left one there. You see what I mean? So I want you to feel like that right wrist stays bent back this way. So a good example of that would be someone like Robert Rock. So watch his trail hand there. So you see how after the shot he's still got a bit of angle there in his right wrist, whereas when you come through here, that right wrist really turns over your left one. You can see your glove hand underneath your right hand, whereas he's even getting to there, and I can still see his glove hand above his right hand. You see what I mean? So put those sort of images in your mind a little bit. Definitely your head, and we could put a little box for his head as well. It's a good example of the head drifting forward in the transition. So watch his transition. There you go, right? So his head is actually swaying forward in the transition, not back, right? And then your head and chest are way too far behind your pelvis. That will contribute to you swinging off to the right a bit too much as well. So think about that. I think that's more important at the moment rather than the getting down and squatting. We can go back to that, but yeah, just put those images in your mind today. Hit some shots if you can, and then we'll still monitor it on